So, hey, Twin Flames, Twin Flamers. Really, this is TT. Be more Twin Flame. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. If you're here, um, I wanted to get on here right away. I don't feel good. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I've been like feeling really hot, and that's not the end of the world, but just in a weird way. And last night I had headaches, and I've been feeling like I'm going to get migraine, and then my stomach's been really upset. So and I have a lot of like stress and anxiety that I'm controlling and dealing with because I have to move from where I live, and I've lived here for 5 years, and it's been my only stable home that I've had since I've been married, since I've had kids. Since I divorced, the only stable home, period. I was going to say since I divorced Kevin, but no, Kevin and I, we were married. It was a stable home, but we fought all the time. It was an unsafe home. So I come from a lot of trauma, sexual abuse and domestic violence. And so, I have 2 kids, and their dad's not involved, and he doesn't pay child support. He's a drug addict and alcoholic, so he's in and out of rehabs. He doesn't always work. So, plus this is the memories of my ex-husband, my roommate that died from COVID last year. So I was hoping and praying that we wouldn't have to move, but we do. And I have like less than 2 months to find a place to live, and it's horrible. But anyway, it's horrible. I feel horrible. It's overwhelming. I have a lot of trauma that I'm dealing with from the past, because when I moved here, my life was a train wreck beyond. It was such a nightmare. So of course, having to move brings all that back. It's a trigger. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep this about twin flames. I mean, twin flames, we are people. We have a lot of stuff going on in our lives. We have a lot of woundedness. I mean, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for you. So I don't know what your past is like and what kind of trauma you have. And so I just wanted to come on here and try to speak clearly, focused. But I might be all over the place because that's kind of how I am. My stomach really hurts, and that's not good I hate when I have a stomach issue, because it sucks my energy. So I haven't eaten yet, and that's not like me either. I usually eat right away. But anyway, so I'm drinking some water. So I'm really focused on self-love and self-care, because that's everything. And especially if you're overwhelmed or you're going through some stuff. So instead of fear, faith. Instead of lack, faith and love. Instead of, pushing myself or judging myself or being mean to myself, I choose kindness, gentleness, support. I choose faith and hope and love. So, and then you literally walk that out with being my own best friend and being aware of how I feel and doing my best to journal about that, to express that, to release that. So that's where I'm at, and that's everything in my life. It revolves around that. So the old me, the codependent me, the one that lives according to everybody else and has all these expectations of, in a relationship, you have a romantic relationship, because we're programmed how a man acts if he's in love with you, how a woman should be, We are programmed since we're born that this relationship is romantic and it's essential to our well-being and it's our better half and it's our goal, relationship goals. We're programmed, we're bombarded with these images on social media of couples of being married and having kids and a white picket fence. It's a knight in shining armor, it's Cinderella, it's something I've been inundated with my whole life, that you feel like something's wrong with you or you're less than if you don't have that. So here I am in my twin flame journey, and my twin flame, I'm pretty sure, had 2 days off. He has Sunday night, and so he has Sunday night, and then he has Monday day, and then Monday doesn't work until Tuesday. So he has his kids on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They go back to their mom on Sunday, and then he has Sunday night and Monday night free without work. And it dawned on me a couple weeks ago that he had that time, and he's not using that to spend with me. He's not spending that with me. And he doesn't like to spend every week with me. Our time together is never consistent. And he's very inconsistent and unstable. He 1 minute I'm his best friend. He acts like we're close and everything wonderful. And the next minute he's casual and acting like he barely knows me or could care less about me. And he's closed off to me. So, I used to be on this roller coaster ride and get all upset and take it as rejection and that it was the end of the world if he doesn't give me attention and if he doesn't make time for me and if he's not consistent and stable and he doesn't spend a certain amount of money on me, because if he goes to the dollar store and buys me chocolates, then they're not good enough. And now that a couple weeks later, I'm thinking, oh my God, I've been programmed. This is horrible. I have so much pressure and expectations on this man, on any man that's going to, quote, love me or that I'm going to love. Well, where did this come from? Is that divine love? Is that what my higher power, my spirit guide, is telling me that equals love? That that's what a twin flame relationship is? That that's what love is somebody that gives me their attention, that puts me first, that buys me things and spends a certain amount of money on me and spends their time off with me and calls me every waking moment. I don't know. Somehow the idea that I got, I think, was programmed. It's not from my higher power. So it's being disassembled. I'm letting that go, and I'm focusing on loving myself and taking care of myself and nurturing myself and my purpose and fulfillment and peace and joy and happiness. And I'm responsible for those things, nobody else. I'm really focusing on dignity, giving myself dignity, because when you're forced out of your home, and when you have a housing voucher and there's a lot of negative energy towards you, or actually people don't seem to even care about me. Nobody seems to be compassionate towards me, or it's like, it's your bed, now lie in it, kind of towards me. So I have to be compassionate for me. I have to be my support person. And I'm really grateful and to be that. And I'm proud of myself for where I've come in my journey of self-love and self-care. And I'm grateful for my twin flame, and I'm going to show him that energy of gratitude. I noticed that your twin flame doesn't get close to you when you're toxic, when you have negative energy towards them, and you have pressure they will avoid you. And I would too. That's toxic. No matter how we jazz it up or sugarcoat it, that's toxic energy. That's manipulation, that's demanding, that's pressure. So that's not love. That's not your twin flame journey. That's not going to work. The universe or divinity, higher power is not going to get involved in that. That's you, babes. And that's darkness. And that's not really you. So I'm learning who I am, and you're learning who you are if you're a twin flame and you're a spiritual being. Like most of us are on this planet. We all are human beings that are spiritual beings. But some people wake up and some people are not awake yet. I don't understand. There's different, it's individual basis when you wake up and how much you wake up and all that. So I know that the planet, I believe, is in a spiritual awakening, and but it's individual. So that's one thing. I don't want to force anybody to wake up, because that's going to do damage. Whenever you exert your will on somebody else, that's pretty damaging, and that's force and manipulation, and that's not spiritual light and love. So I'm learning to be responsible for my feelings, like my happiness, my well-being, that nobody else is responsible for that. It's between me and the universe. And to let people go, that they don't let them be free of that responsibility. Letting go means that to me. And then just focusing on gratitude and appreciation and self-care and self-love, and not forcing anybody to listen to me, not forcing anybody to support me or believe in me. That's not something you force. So I'm learning a lot about letting go of codependency, and I'm transforming. And I'm really, really grateful, even though sometimes it feels really, really icky. I'm really, really grateful for this journey, because it's setting me free. To be an individual and to be authentic and to be myself and to be responsible for my manifestations in my life and my purpose. So you have to be, in order to manifest your desire, to manifest stuff, you can't be codependent. You can't be all those things that twin flame journey is setting you free of. My throat is really dry, so whenever my twin flame pulls away from me, instead of getting mad, which I do get mad, I do get hurt, because I'm still healing. So when I get hurt, when I get mad, I just go to the universe. I go to my spirit guide. I go to my higher power, and I just open my heart and I cleanse it from fear, from shame, from guilt, from codependency, from anger. I just cry it out. I journal it out. I talk it out, and I release it. And then I just welcome more light and love. I welcome wholeness. I welcome healing. I welcome the energy of divine love into my soul, even in heart, more. And then I release any attachments. It's really called attachments. We get attached to the way things are supposed to be, how we were programmed. And we have these attachments, and they weigh us down. They're not good for us. Remember, the universe only loves us, only has our highest good. There's no punishing. Nope. And I can tell you why you feel you get punished. It's a perspective that's not the truth. It's a perspective of darkness. It's a perspective of guilt and shame. So you're projecting because you feel guilty, because you feel ashamed. You're projecting, and because you're insecure, you're projecting punishment. But the universe is never punishing you. You're doing it to yourself, and you're attracting that yourself. And if you change your perspective that all there is love, then there is no punishment in love. There's just love. There's just good. So you keep opening your heart to that this is good. I can only allow good in my life. Good is all that happens to me. So having to move from this house is good. I can't see the good in it. I can't feel the good in it, but that's my work, to feel the good and to see the good and to remove the blockages from that. So I have to feel my feelings, and if they feel scared and they feel angry and they feel hopeless and they feel discouraged, I have to release them. I have to get that out. If there's past trauma, I have to. That's why that's one of the reasons that things happen, is to bring up past trauma so you can be free of it. So this is an opportunity for healing. This is an opportunity to have more love and light in my soul, in my energy field. So I'm grateful for that. And when I feel like my twin flame is not doing what I think he should be doing, or is hurting my feelings, then I have to look at myself. Am I, putting pressure on him? Am I putting demands on him? Am I making him responsible for my well-being? So that's not going to work. So I release him from that, and I appreciate him. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am now in this spiritual journey of freedom and healing and self-awareness. So I'm very grateful for where I am, and I'm grateful to be in this place of self-love, of responsibility for myself, and for of freedom. So yeah, I hope you got all that. That was beautiful. I'm very grateful. But sometimes, I'm human. I have bad emotions sometimes that I have to release also, and triggers. So you're beautiful, you're wonderful, you're marvelous, you're powerful. We're in this together. We got this. We got this. And the universe loves us, loves us, and has got us. So I release any fear and anxiety. There's only love. Happy twin flaming.